Welcome to today's broadcast of the Dubuque Saints versus the Fremont Flyers.
Good talk. What? So the Saints will start. Test, test.
Plug it in. Test. Test. There we go. Sorry about that. So the Saints will start Theo Ballmer in net tonight. The Fremont Flyers will counter with Klaus Schnippner. It's a record of 2-6-1. Puck's down, and here we go. Nico Ruiz in on the forecheck. Flyers wrap it around the back of the net. Comes out to Wyatt Kleesner at the blue line. Chip down behind the net. Corbin Deutsch tries to center to Ruiz. Ruiz to the far side. Back to Kleesner. Kleesner down to Heacock. Back to Kleesner. Dump down in behind the net. Comes to the near side. Fremont with control. They'll go behind the net. Leaves it there. Deutsch with a little forecheck. Back to Sagers with a shot. Just wide. Deutsch still pinning him down deep below the goal line. Blake Beschen down there. Bryce Beschen down there. Sagers back with it. Fremont tries to break it out. Player loses an edge and takes a minute to think about what he's done with his life. Back up. Behind the net, around Meserich to the near side. Beschen with the steal, walks in, centers to Meserich, who scores. Meserich puts it in the wide open net. Nice feed from Beschen there. The Saints jump out to a 1-0 lead. Face off won by Fremont. They'll get it into the zone. Knock back out. Battled at center ice.
Assisted on the play by number 23, Bryce Beschen. Again, that's Meserich from Beschen with 13:38 remaining in the first.
Fremont holds it in there after the goal announcement. Not a trip. Fremont dumps it down deep. Kretz will go back to retrieve it. Behind his own net. Tries to play up the board. It's stolen there. Fed to the middle. Mueller's got it. He'll get it to Poles. It's stolen there. Along in front of the boards. Going to get it too many men on the ice, I would imagine. No. Offsides by the referee, which is seldom called. Thanks to my silent announcing partner for that. Ruiz, Heacock, and Deutsch will come out for the face-off. Deutsch with the forecheck. Fremont goes D to D, plays it up the wing. Cruiser steps in, knocks it down deep. Fremont plays it behind the net, up the far side. Heacock can't quite hold it in. He'll give it back to Cruiser. Cruiser up to Ruiz. Ruiz across the middle. Takes it to the wide side. Hits the brakes, feeds it back to Deutsch. Deutsch loses the handle on it. Heacock sweeps in and knocks it to the corner. Ruiz behind the net, centers just over the stick of Deutsch. It'll come out to center ice, where Fremont will go into the zone prematurely offsides. Deutsch knocks it back to Cruiser. Cruiser up to Deutsch. Deutsch to Ruiz. Ruiz into the zone. Lets Beschen go in front of him. Takes a shot. Just wide. It's Beschen behind the net. Beschen to Sweeney. Sweeney works behind the net. Carries up the far side. Tries to center. Meserich to Beschen to the goal. So Meserich returns the favor to Beschen First one was Meserich Beshin. Now we got Beshin Meserich.
Games ball scored with 11:41 remaining in the first period. Scored by number 23, Bryce Beshin. Assisted on the play by number 7, Cody Sweeney, and number 14, Callan Meserich. That's Beshin from Meserich and Sweeney with 11:41 remaining in the first.
Sweeney picks up an assist on that goal. We got the sophomore line out now. Fremont takes it wide, dumps it into the zone. Blaze to go back, apply pressure behind the net. Fremont still looking for their first shot on net, and there it is. Nice save by Balmer. Another save. Centered off the side of the net. That's Pulls. Failed attempt to clear. Regroups. Stolen there. Chip towards the front of the net. Blocked in front by Kleesner. That's Gavin Netherly down in the corner. Loses it momentarily. Fremont with a shot. Blocked by Kleesner. Netherly's going to chip it out. On the far side, he'll apply a little pressure. Fremont walks to the middle, and they'll dump. Down behind the net. Steve's there to pick it up. Up the side to Ruiz, and we're going to get an ice. So 10:26 beside what it says on the web clock. It says that now. Saints shooting 2 for 2. Those kind of odds. It could be a long day for the Flyers goaltenders. Jackson Heacock out with Deutsch and Ruiz. Spangler plays it back. Up the sideboards to Ruiz. Held in there momentarily. Knocked back down. Kretz will circle back. Behind the goal line, picks it up. Loses it there momentarily. Jackson Heacock hits Spangler. Spangler up the near side boards in front of the net, or in front of the bench. Deutsch will go down, collect it behind the net, centers to no one. And Fremont's coming back up the middle. Fremont with the puck down in the corner, tries to center. It's off the skate of Deutsch. Kretz up to Deutsch, back to Kretz. He'll go behind the net. Circles back to Deutsch. Deutsch tries to play it off the boards. It's stolen there. We got a rough coming. Looks like it's the boys in black headed to the box. $14. You know, I'm not even going to try that name. Well, it's not 40. It's 4. Oh, we got all kinds of penalties. Ruiz controls. Walks to the middle. Shoots. Saved. Battle below the goal line. Deutsch up to Beshin at the top. Over to Sweeney. Back to Beshin. Beshin to Sweeney. Sweeney from the Ovechkin spot. Saved by Fremont. And they'll clear it into the stands. Coach King is going to try and climb into the stands. We're going to keep the camera on him just in case he falls and breaks his neck. We want that documented. He's made it into the stands safely to retrieve that $1.50 puck. And he's going to come back down. Still 50-50 on the broken neck. Seems to be okay. Back to live action. Fremont wins the puck back behind their zone, or behind their net. Goes D to D. Still killing a penalty here. Ruiz comes in and just hammers his man. Beshin, top of the circle, or top of the Off to Mesrick, who misses the net, and it clears the zone. Beshin will chase it down. He collects it and fires wide to Mesrich. Mesrich carries it up the near boards. Hits the brakes a little too early before he gets into the zone, and we've got enough sides. It's like a little bit of a different configuration. We've got Netherly Poles and Peacock out. Poles will dump it in. Kind of a strange power play we've got going on here. Peacock stuck in the middle. Plays beyond the nets. Kretz has got it there. He banks it up to Netherly. Netherly connects on the near side. Fremont manages to clear. Staggers back with it. He'll dump it back in. Behind the Fremont net. Play it around to the near boards. Netherly gets a piece of it, but it's still cleared. Staggers will take it back. Avoids the forecheck, gets it up to Heacock. Heacock across the poles. Pulls to Netherly. Netherly carries it in. Leaves it for Kretz. Kretz knocks it deep. Pulls, applies the forecheck, or tries. That puck will go out of play. Coach King challenges the Fremont coaches to go get it. They are less than impressed. Thrown in from the stands by a ponytail.
Fremont at full strength.
Shots on goal are 3-2. In favor of the Saints. Beshin loses the faceoff. Fremont's got it. Sweeney walks into the zone, leaves it for Beshin. Beshin back to Sweeney. Sweeney tries to slide it through the 5-hole, and it's picked up. Cruiser's got it there and collects it at center ice. Plays it up to Mesrich. Mesrich kicks it out to the middle. Battle forward the blue line. Fremont's got it. They'll knock it in. Sweeney on the far side. Plays it up to Mesrich. Can't get a piece of it. Blondin's going to call a touch. There was no touch. Fremont tries to break it out. Cruiser's got it just outside the blue line. Gives it to Beshin. Beshin walks across the blue line. He's 1-on-5, so he takes a shot towards the net just wide. Sweeney's got it in the corner. He walks out the middle, feeds it to C.J. Mueller, who pops it off the crossbar. Fremont's going to get an ice here. So with 6:13 left in the period. Face off, 1 to the Fremont goaltender. Netherly down for the face-off. Wins it to Poles. Poles tries to get it back to Cruiser or Kleesner. Down low, Mueller's got it below the goal line. Controls, throws it on towards the net, not on the net. Netherly's got it there. He'll throw it behind the net. Poles will go back to get it. Mueller chips it over to Netherly behind the net. Netherly walks to the corner. Bit of a wrestling match going down in front. Netherly with a shot, saved, rebound, trickled, saved again. Cleared out. Staggers will bring it back. Look far side for Poles. Poles has got it. Carries it into the zone. Shot on net, saved. Poles back to Kleesner. Kleesner shot on net, wide. Mueller dumps it down deep, and he'll go for a change. Poles will try and recover. Poles has got it in front of the Zamboni doors. Work there. Seemed like a late hit. Kleesner with Ruiz getting a piece of it. Save. So that Fremont goalie's making up for those 2 early goals. He's got 7 saves on those last few shots. Peacock takes the faceoff. He gets it over to Ruiz. Ruiz back to Spangler. Spangler towards the net. Gets by Deutsch there. They'll carry it up the far side. And just to get by just about everyone down below the goal line. That's Kretz below the goal line. He'll look to break it up. Ruiz cross-iced to Deutsch. Fremont with a shot, saved by Ballmer. Battled in the corner. Centered to no one. That'll go all the way the length of the ice. Fremont will break it off from behind their net. Makes a terrible breakout pass. Stolen there by Mazurich. Besson tries to apply the pressure. They break out to the far side. Deutsch is there. Deutsch and Besson dig the puck out of the feet. Knock back to Cruiser. Cruiser will knock it down to Besson. Besson gives it down to Mazurich. Mazurich tries to throw her back out in front to Besson. Nobody home. Cross ice pass. Fremont will get out of the zone. Henry back to pick it up. Loses a handle on it. Henry turns back towards his net. Messerich has got it now. He gets it into the zone. Fremont takes it wide. Back to Cruiser. Cruiser up to Besson. Besson to Sweeney. Battled for there. Stolen. Fremont walks out of the corner with it. Through center ice. Walks to the front. Shot wide. Seems like a lot of players are going down. Contact away from the puck. Got a little 3-on-2 here. Over to Mazurich. Mazurich just misses it. Fremont will try and break it out. Held along the boards there. Covered by Ballmer. .222 left in the first period. Saints clinging to a 2-0 lead. Shots on goal favor the Saints, 9-4. Netherly with the faceoff. He loses it back to Fremont. Fremont fires it wide of the net. Their D collects and dumps it down low. Dubuque will break it out. That'll be Michael Poles up to C.J. Mueller, who just misses the headlong pass. Dump back in. Kleesner's got it. He'll try and get behind the net. Cut off there. Netherly's got it. Breaks it up to Poles. Poles dumps it down deep. Not the Poles that's normally with this line, mind you. That's Michael Poles. C.J. Mueller tries to wrap around. We're not calling the penalty there. That was clearly a late hit or a cross-check or a rough or whatever you'd like to call it. Instead, we're calling the net off, but I didn't see anyone adjust it. Peacock, Ruiz, and Deutsch will take the face-off here with Spangler and Kretz on defense. Ruiz gets it back to Spangler. Stolen there. Fremont going the other way, 2-on-1. And it's a goal. Goal by number 31, Nico Teresa. Teresa, it's her Nico. We're just going to call him Nico. So Spangler blew a wheel there at the blue line. Fremont came down 2-on-1. Kretz took the wing on the far side, and they walked in front and stuffed it through the 5-hole bomber.
Fremont goal scored with 1:33 remaining in the first period. Scored by number 31, Nico Terzas.
Terza is what our announcer is going to go with.
Trevor Derry and number 21, Ashton Landon.
No one saw any of that.
Terzas from Derry and Landon.
Nico Ruiz carried it in, took a shot on net, saved by the goaltender. Jackson Heacock came in a little late, and things got pushy. Heacock gets his shoulder pad tucked back in. Down for the faceoff. Oh, no. Says back up. We're going to enforce that rule, but pay no attention to the late checks. Heacock over to Ruiz. Ruiz back to Heacock. Shots on net. Saved. I'm not saying it's easy to save it when you shoot it right in the middle of his chest, but it is what it is. Get a new fresh set of D. We got Cruiser and Liam Henry out on D now. Heacock pushes the puck to the corner. Ruiz is the first one there. Circles behind the net. Looks for an open man. Feeds it out in front, but no one's there. Fremont collects it behind the net. Wraps it around. Stolen there by Heacock. He'll knock it down below the goal line. Ruiz in the front to Deutsch. Fremont tries to clear it. Pretty sure they did. Linesman Thorman says they didn't. Stuck on the far side. Heacock with another steal. Over to Deutsch. Deutsch tries to get in front. It's knocked away there. Cruiser with a little bit of a problem there. Fremont circles. Fires high over the net. Heacock's got it. He'll break it up. Chips it up to Deutsch. Hits him in the back. 20 seconds left. Fremont's got it on the blue line. Knock loose. They'll walk in. Clear shot on net. Shot just high and wide. And they'll... It's a very physical game. 2 seconds left. Held in for nothing.
And that's the Horn after 1 period of play. Your Duke Saints 2. Fremont Flyers 1. Shots on goal. 12 for Duke. 5 for Fremont.
Puck's down for the second period. Mesrich walks through, stolen there. Just inside the blue line, the Saints will regroup. Knocks it back to Kleesner. Kleesner plays it up to Sweeney. Saints are offside. Flyers regroup, play it off the far boards. They'll carry it in. Manage to get around Stagers there. Down in the corner. Back to their D. Played down low. Tries to center, hits the back of the net. Very physical game. Whoa. Defense blows a wheel on Sweeney. Not the guy you wanted to do that to. Corrected there. They'll go the other way. Kleesner holds it in. Dumps it down deep for Mesrich. Mesrich is going to get a nice long break for this one, I'm guessing. So we'll see what the outcome is here. My guess would be a 2 and a 10. Yes. They signal for the extra man. Big man on campus, Michael Poles, will skate across and keep Cal company for 2 minutes.
That's a 2 and a 10 for boarding. Mesrich, 2 and a 10.
Boarding.
Puts Fremont on the power play.
So Joseph Ross, welcome to the game. He'll come out for a faceoff. Wins it back to high stick. We'll keep the faceoff down here. Ross and Heacock will play the forward positions on this penalty kill. We got Kretz and Seegers back on defense. Ross back to Stagers. Fremont gets control. Heacock battles there. They'll carry it through center ice. Into the zone. Shot on net, saved by Ballmer. It's Charlie Casey, number 37. That's Fremont's leading scorer. They'll get it to him in the corner. Kretz clears it out to Ross. Ross carries it through center ice. Into the neutral zone. Shot. Saved by the Fremont goalie. They'll play it to the far boards. Stagers drives him off the boards there, or puck there. Regrouped. Stagers again, fires it to the far blue. Held in by Ross. You're getting a heck of a forecheck here on their shorthanded ability. Fremont player takes time to itch his knee on the power play. I don't know that we could find better things to do on a power play, but played off to the near side boards. Skated offsides, held back in. Lee dumps it in. That's Besham back to collect it. They'll fire at the length of the ice. Carried up, Ruiz. He'll dump it in. Deutsch will apply a little pressure. Shot on net, saved by Ballmer. Besham with the clearing attempt. On net. This then pulls into the play. He'll apply a little forecheck here. Rub down on the near boards. Pulls in the corner. Sent across the ice. That's Kretz has got it. He'll dump it in. And then put himself off sides. Fremont carries it into the attacking zone. Leaves it out the boards. Knocks it down below the goal line. They'll go back to collect. Poles has got there. Cross ice to Heacock. Heacock fires it down deep. Netherly will get to it. Bat it up in the air. Bounces towards the Fremont goaltender. Scary moment there, but he's got it under control. So we'll get Sweeney Ross and Bestian. Ross taking the place of Meserich. Still cooling his jets in the box. One over to Sweeney. Sweeney, Bestian back to no one. Controlled behind the net. Ross is down there. He steals it. Walks it out, tries to center. Fremont's got it. Momentarily, they'll clear. Bestian up to Sweeney. Sweeney tries to give it back, loses it. They'll knock it down low. Ross battles for it there. Back behind to Sweeney. Sweeney walks in front of the net, gives it to Ross. Ross fires on net, saved. Played to the near boards. Cruiser's there to hold it in. Battled for. Sweeney walks out of it, takes a nice hit. Behind the net. Looks for someone to hit. Cross ice to Cody Cruiser, who's there. Wide open shot, but gets just a piece of it. Bestian will carry it up, take it across the blue line. Fires it on net, smacks the goalie in the face. Oh! Breakaway attempt here, saved by Ballmer. CJ Mueller. Chase Pulls with a nice goal. Goaltender took one to the face there, and I think he was checking to make sure his equipment was still all in one piece. Chase Pulls did not hit the goaltender in the face. He buried it in the upper left-hand corner.
Goal for your Dubuque Saints. Scored by number 24, Chase Pulls. Wow. At 9:23 in the second period. Assisted on the play by number 9, CJ Mueller, number 19, Gavin Nethery.
Played down offsides. Fremont will come in and collect it. They'll play it up to the near side. Little open ice in the middle. They'll carry it into the attacking zone. Held on there. Mueller plays it up the boards. Back to Fremont. Fremont goes D to D. They'll carry it up the far boards. Ruiz applies a little pressure there. Down below the goal line. It's held in there by Deutsch. Deutsch down to Kleesner. Kleesner over to Stagers. Stagers carries it up. Fans on his passing attempt. Gets it up to Ruiz. Ruiz dumps it in down deep. Deutsch will forecheck there. Back to Kretz. Kretz plays it towards the net. Deflected over Stagers. Plays it towards the net also deflected. Fremont's got it. They'll cycle behind the net. Ruiz is battled there. Chipped up in front of the net. That's Heacock behind the net. Applies a little pressure. Wraps it up to the near boards. That's Kretz. Kretz gets by his man. Walks it down the boards. Throwing it towards the net. Nobody home. Long cross ice pass. Shot wide. Played out in front. That's Beshin. Beshin plays it up to Ruiz. Ruiz still with possession of it. Plays it off to Beshin. Beshin's got it. Circles towards the net. Fremont will play it up. Nico Ruiz with the steal there. Shot towards the net. Just wide. Sweeney's got it now. He'll carry it up the ice. Beshin manages to walk the line and stay on sides. Fremont's got it now, though. Beshin mucks it in the corner. It's battled for in his skates. Sweeney walks out of there with it. Manages to walk it down the blue line. Spangler holds it in. Chips it down to Sweeney. Sweeney across to Beshin. Beshin walks it in for the easy goal. So 6:30 left in the second period. Saints jump out to a 4-1 lead. Saints win the faceoff. Poles carries it in. Carries it wide. Shot. Saved by the Fremont goaltender. Kicks it back out. Gavin Netherly.
We got a pair of goals to announce for the Orr Dubuque Saints at 6:30. Number 23, Bryce Beshin, assisted on the play by number 7, Cody Sweeney, and number 18, Camden Spangler. And at 6:22, scoring for your Saints, number 19, Gavin Nethery, assisted on the play by number 24, Chase Pulls. That's Beshin from Sweeney and Spangler, and Nethery from Pulls.
Got that announcing out of the way. Fremont's got it at center ice. They'll carry it into the zone. Stolen there by Cruiser. Knocked back in. Henry with the pass up to Poles. Michael Poles. Big slap shot from the blue line. Almost makes it to the tops of the circles. Fremont walks to the middle. Shot on net, just wide. Heacock will walk it down the ice. Centers it to Stoich. Casey walks through the middle. Shot towards the net, just wide. Poles has got it there. He'll try and set it to Heacock. It gets away from him out to center ice. Flyers will regroup and attack. Through the middle with speed. Takes it wide at Cruiser. Battled along the far boards. That's Cruiser and Ruiz over there. Still battled. Ruiz walks away with it. He walks to the near side. Front of the bench. Left there. Offsides. Beshin, Ross, and Sweeney will take the face-off. Kleesner and Sagers on defense. Won by Fremont. Dubuque carries it in. That's Joe Ross. Works it towards the net. Centers. Peshin can't get a piece of it. Fremont will break it out. Sweeney with the back check there. Peshin's got it. Stolen. Fremont walks across the blue line with it. Joe Ross has got it on the far side. Takes it up to Sweeney. Sweeney carries it into the zone. Waits for Beshin. Back to Sweeney. Sweeney walks in front. Easy goal.
Goal for North Dubuque Saints with 3:45 remaining in the second period. Scored by number 7, Cody Sweeney. Assisted on the play by number 23, Bryce Beshin. That's Sweeney from Beshin with 3:45 remaining in the second.
Mueller with the steal. Knocked just off his stick. Tries to center it over to Netherly. Just off his skate. They'll try and clear. Kretz will walk down. Takes a knee. Netherly centers to Pulls. Stolen there. Flyers will clear. Very nice. Fremont's got the puck. They'll carry it out of the zone. Off the center ice, stolen there by Mueller. Mueller walks down the forward boards, picks his head up, looks for a shot, shoots way over the net. Tricks out loose in front. Play it up. Kretz will hold it in, wrap it around the boards. Jackson Heacock with a little bit of a forecheck there. Fremont struggles to get it out. Jackson knocks it down. Knocks it over to Mueller, who throws it towards the net. Michael Poles is wrapped up there. I think we're going to get a holding call. That's exactly what we're getting.
Fremont penalty on number 2, Logan Whaley. 2 minutes for holding, which puts your Dubuque Saints back on the power play. It goes Trumpets.
Ross wins the face-off to Ruiz. Ruiz walks it over to Beshin. Beshin to Sweeney. Sweeney to Poles. Poles wide of the net. Ross has got it there. He'll play it up to Sweeney. Sweeney over to Beshin. Beshin back to Sweeney. Sweeney to Poles. Shoots it over the net. Behind the net. Beshin with the shot. It's blocked. Fremont, a little bit of steam here. Pulled him down. No call on any of that. Over to Sweeney. Sweeney shoots. Saved by the Fremont goaltender.
Fremont penalty on number 37, Charlie Casey. 2 minutes for roughing. 1:17 remaining in the second period. Timeout, Fremont.
Dubuque face off. One back to Beshin. Beshin over to Sweeney. Sweeney back to Beshin. They play catch. Fired on net. Saved by the Fremont goaltender. Face off one back to Beshin. Beshin over to Sweeney. Sweeney to Beshin. Back to Sweeney. Walks it up. Hits Mesrich on the backside, who had no idea it was coming through. Ross tries to play it up to Sweeney. It's blocked down there. Behind the net. Mesrich up to Beshin. Beshin back to Mesrich. Mesrich to Beshin. Sweeney. Beshin. Sweeney. Shot. Saved. Goaltender thinks he has it. He does not. Ross up to Sweeney. Sweeney over to Beshin. Beshin misses the net by 4 feet. Sweeney's got it now. 18 seconds left. Gives it to Beshin. Beshin to Sweeney. Sweeney to the backside. Mesrich with a goal.
That's a Saints power play goal scored by number 14 with 12.8 seconds left in the second period. Number 14, Callan Mesrich, assisted on the play by number 7, Cody Sweeney, and number 23, Bryce Beshin.
Bulls will push it towards the zone. Fremont collects it there. They'll walk up the near boards. Forces it down deep. Try to headman a puck to Mueller. And that's the end of the second period.
The horn after 2 periods of play. Your Dubuque Saints 7, Fremont Flyers 1. Shots on goal, 27 for Dubuque, 9 for Fremont.
So we're back for the start of the third period. Dubuque leads 7-1. Shots on goal favoring the Saints, 27-9. 6-goal lead. This will be a running clock until that 6-goal lead is cut down. Ross is up for the faceoff. He wins it over to Staggers. Staggers carries it into the zone. Centers it. Shot blocked by Kleesner.
Kleesner over to Saggers.
Back to Kleesner. Kleesner up to not moving the camera. Play it up the near side. Into the bench. So the puck will be to the right of Bauer. Won by Netherly. He'll play it up to Mueller. Netherly collects it just inside the blue line. Dumps it down. Chase pulls it. Give Chase in the corner. Mueller tries to walk out of there. Can't quite. In front of the net. Fremont collects. Behind the Fremont net. They'll play it out to the far side. Looking for that home run pass. Not exactly great hockey when you're down by 6, but whatever you got to do to score. Held in by Kretz. Fremont's got it. They'll play it to the wide side. Kretz will knock it back in for the delayed ice, or offsides. Fremont walks it through center ice. Played down deep. Kretz will go back to retrieve. Plays it over to Spangler. Spangler carries it up the boards. Cuts to center ice. Plays it deep into the zone. That's going to be an ice. Besson will take the draw. Fremont wins it back to their D. Dumped on net, just wide. Cruiser's got it there. Circle stolen. Cruiser behind the net now. Plays it up to Deutsch. Deutsch kicks it off the boards. Got a 3-on-1 here. Deutsch, Besson, and Ruiz. Deutsch takes a shot. Another shot. Both saved by the goaltender. Ruiz has got it now. Dumps it down to Besson. Besson tries to get it to the backside to referee with a little preemptive whistle there. Didn't see it on the goalie's backside. 11 minutes left in the third period. Dubuque still clinging to that 6-goal lead. Ross down for the faceoff. He'll win it back to Cruiser. Cruiser gets it towards the net. It's deflected by Ross. Ross has got it in the corner. He centers it for Sweeney. Sweeney walks down the near side, circles back, fires on net, deflected by Meserich. He'll play it to the corner. Sweeney wins the race there. He's battled by two Fremont players. Meserich out to Sweeney. Sweeney can't quite get a handle on it. Fremont's got control. They'll carry it up the ice. Meserich with the steal. Quick turn. And a goal.
Scoring for your New Saints with 10:10 remaining in the third. His third game, number 14, Kalen Meserich.
Meserich gets his hat trick of the night.
Assisted on the play.
It's a nice steal at the blue line and walked in.
With the heading all alone.
Fremont walks in the corner. Shot saved by Balmer. Net's off. Netherly in for the faceoff. Wins it over to Heacock, who ices it. Netherly again wins it back. This time Staggers. Staggers carries it behind the net. Plays it up to Heacock. Heacock tries to play it off the board. Fremont with the steal there. Fired on net, saved by Balmer. Carried around the back, lost an edge. And then the other edge. Fremont tries to walk it out of the corner. Can't quite do it.
Just an icing. Just an icing.
Fremont with a shot, saved by Balmer. So 7:45 left in the third. Beshin with the faceoff. Won by Fremont. Knocked up. CJ Mueller's got it on the near boards. He'll carry it down. Dumps it in. Be the first one there. Fremont collects it. And they'll walk out to center ice. Beshin there to chase Poles. Poles walks it in, leaves it for Beshin. Beshin back to Poles. Can't quite get a hand on it. It's Mueller behind the net. Chase Poles is battling three Flyers down there. Gets the better of it, gets it off to Mueller. Back to Spangler. Spangler again. She'll throw it down low. Beshin walks, saved by the Fremont goalie. Out in front. And Fremont's going the other way. They'll dump it in from the blue line. Win the race there. Spangler just gets a piece of it. Dubuque throws to the length of the ice. We got a delayed penalty coming. Very delayed penalty. Fremont's going to get a rough.
Penalty on number 44, Trevor Deering. 2 minutes for roughing. And 6:17 remaining in the third. Putting your Dubuque Saints back on the power play.
Puck back to the corner. Bryce Beschen will go back there to pick it up. Breaks it out to Cal Mesrich. Mesrich down the near boards. Head of steam. Takes it wide. Hits the brakes. Leaves it for Ruiz. Ruiz carries it a little lower. Back to Beschen. Or, I'm sorry, Mesrich. Mesrich to Beschen. Beschen to Sweeney. Sweeney looks for the open man. Can't find anyone. Gives it to Beschen. Back to Sweeney. Back to Beschen. Beschen from the blue line. Blocked in front. Over to Mesrich. Fremont's got it. They'll take it out of the zone. Beschen will race back to collect it. He'll play it up to Sweeney. Over to Mesrich. Mesrich sends it to Sweeney. Sweeney backdoor to Ruiz. Saved. So we'll get the number 2 power play unit of Deutsch, Netherly, Heacock, Poles, and Kretz. Fremont with the puck behind the net. Kicked out in front to Heacock, who wasn't ready. Sagers has got it up at the blue line. He'll dump it in. Blocked there. Back to Heacock. Heacock back to Sagers. Sagers holds it in. Gets it over to Heacock. Center to Poles. Knocked down below the goal line. Netherly's there. He'll chip it back below the goal line again. Deutsch behind the net. Out to Michael. Oh, that's Jackson Heacock. Tries to center to Michael Poles. Penalty's over. Sagers from the blue line. Saved. Fremont struggling a little bit. They need one more. They send 2, then they said none. Now they send 1. Fox running through all of this. And they still win the faceoff. Ross battles. They try and play it up past Spangler. And we'll get an ice and have to do all this again. Joseph Ross for the faceoff. Wins it back to Spangler. Spangler puts it on net. Blocked in front there. Ross tries to center it. Battle behind the net. Fremont on the far side. Held in by Kretz. Hit from behind. Played down below the goal line. TJ Mueller runs into a little difficulty there. He's up and running though. Fremont will ice it again. It's going to make these last 2 minutes and 20 seconds that much shorter. Face off down below the Fremont goal line. They'll play it back. Tried to break it out. It's Liam Henry there, holding it in. Cody Cruiser's got it. Oh, bit of a dangerous play there on the blue line. Heacock will knock it down deep. Deutsch will forecheck. Comes in with an elbow from behind, but no call. Pulls is full checking now. They knock it down low. Pulls has got it in the corner. Stolen. Fremont will try and play it up. Held in at the blue line with Cruiser. Deutsch to Michael Pulls. Deutsch again. Tried to clear it. Skirts away from Cruiser. Fremont on the breakaway. Shot. Goal. They're not calling that a goal.
Once again, 1 minute remaining in the third.
And chaos ensues.
Rolling on the ice, no goal.
It's going to be an interesting varsity game. Race up one. Staggers. Stolen there. Fremont walks in off sides. Messer stripped. Beshin and Sweeney 2-on-1. Beshin to Sweeney. Sweeney sneaks it in below the goal line.
Scoring for the Oregon Blue Jays, number 7, Cody Sweeney. And that's the final horn.
So that's a final.
Fremont 1. Shots on goal, 33 for Duke, 13 for Fremont.
Cheese, now that's both.